In our daily lives, we use a lot of commodities. Have you ever considered whether you really want something before making a purchase? There are many desires in a human life, and even when we are given everything we need, we still want more and some more. And these desires eventually turn into wants, and wants never end. And that's the topic for today, wants from an economic perspective. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Durdana Oways from Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Fulfilling these needs and wants involve efforts by individuals, which in economics is economic human activities. Knowing whether something is a need, want or desire helps in understanding consumer behavior, and this in turn helps in understanding the concept of demand and supply of commodities. So let's understand wants today from an economic point of view. In economics, wants refers to something that individuals desire. According to many economists, the starting point of all economic activity is the existence of human wants. Wants refers to something that an individual desire, and is not something that the individual cannot live without. Those things which an individual cannot live without, they are called as needs. Wants can be said to be non-essential in nature, and although wants are not needed to sustain life like needs, it helps in understanding the demand and supply for various commodities. These wants can be classified as economic wants and non-economic wants. Economic wants are those that can be satisfied through the purchase or consumption of goods and services. On the other hand, non-economic wants are those desires which cannot be purchased, like the desire for peace, love, affection, etc. These economic wants can further be classified as necessities, comfort and luxury. Now, necessities include most essential requirements of an individual which are required for sustaining a life. This can include necessity for food, clothing, shelter, or the necessity for increasing efficiency like the use of computer, or for the necessity of convention like those items which are required for completing the social rituals. Next comes comfort. Economic wants can also be classified as comfort. People seek out additional desire to make life more easier, more enjoyable and more fuller. After taking care of the basic needs, it's always seen that people seek out comfort goods. For instance, a fan is a necessity, but after the use of fan, an individual will like to go for the use of air conditioner because that gives more comforting experience. Third category of want is luxury. In many cases, comforting things are not enough. People seek out luxury items to make life more enjoyable, and they prefer them according to their standard of living. And over these years, it is seen that these preferences get converted into necessities. Like, just take the example, a mobile phone was once considered as a luxury, but now it is considered as a necessity by many people. Wants and their satisfaction have major role in all economic activities. As such, let's understand the characteristics of these wants. The first characteristics of want are human wants are unlimited in nature. There is no limit of what we want or what we do not want. These desires are limitless. When we finally get what we want, we will immediately want something else and then another and so on. Human beings as such can never ever be satisfied because it's the new desires which constantly emerge. Secondly, or the second characteristic is any one particular want is satiable at a time only. When our basic needs are met, we want expensive food or fashionable clothing or comfortable homes and other enjoyable things. The life of an individual is full of desires that can never be completely satisfied. But at a time, given the limited resources, only one want can be satisfied at a time. Thirdly, wants are complementary. Certain desires are complementary and felt together. A thing can occasionally be useless on its own if other things aren't present. Like, think of a cup of tea. It requires sugar, tea and milk. Only one ingredient will not make an individual happy. It requires the grouping of all three together. Fourthly, wants are competitive in nature. Human desires are limitless, but due to the scarcity of resources, they cannot all be met all at once. All the desires as such compete with one another. A person might want a mobile phone also, and at the same time want smartwatch also, books also and clothing also, but due to lack of resources, they can afford only few of them. As such, the decision is required to be made of how the resources will be put to use, which makes wants more competitive. Fifthly, wants change with people, place and time. Each individual has different wants. It is all based on individual's environment, attitude and social status. Even if given identical situations, two people might never demand the same goods, because some people, let's say, may prefer a simple lifestyle while others may want to go for a luxurious one. Or some people might enjoy sweets, and on the other hand, some people might enjoy spicy foods. It all depends upon individuals, people. Secondly, wants vary from location to location. People will be needing light cotton clothing in hot climate areas, while for those living in climate conditions which are wanting, people will be requiring light cotton clothing in hot climates, while warm clothing are needed in cold climatic areas. Again, desires can change occasionally. Like in winter, people prefer hot beverages like tea or coffee, while in summer, they will prefer cold drinks. Thus, desire vary depending on the person, place and timing. Sixth, wants have alternate ways for satisfaction. There are numerous ways to satisfy a specific want. For instance, a human being or a person can feel hungry. This hunger can be curbed by eating either bread, rice, fruits or sweets. So, there are multiple ways in which a want can be satisfied by an individual. Seventh, want increases with the progress of the society. The numerous things that people want increases as society develops. The development of the society leads to opening up of new opportunities for people to satisfy their various desires. Moreover, it is seen that as society develops, new products are invented that can satisfy human desires. Thus, the aspiration of people in the developing country will be different from those of the people who are living in developed countries or underdeveloped countries. Next, wants differ in intensity as well as urgency. Different wants fall under different categories according to their level of urgency and intensity. Before seeking out other needs, it is always seen that human beings will first try to fulfill those wants which will be focusing on their basic needs like of food, clothing and shelter. Ninth, wants get converted into habit. Wants become habits when they are continuously satisfied on a regular basis. Like, just take the example, every one of us want to have a hot cup of tea in the morning. This want becomes a habit when regularly taken. 10th, want are recurring in nature. For the time being, some wants can be met, but it does not mean that these wants can can be satisfied altogether at once. Like take the example of food. Once you feel hungry, your hunger pangs can be satisfied by consuming food, but you cannot say that these hunger pangs can altogether be curbed. They will reoccur after some time. Next, 11th point, wants are influenced by customs as well as traditions. Customs and traditions have an impact on human wants because human beings are social beings. We are a part of society, and as a part of society we are obliged to accept the traditions or customs, and for following these traditions and customs we want different products according to the society we live in. And last point, wants are affected by promotion and increase in income. Our purchasing power depends upon the income level we have and the promotions that we get, and due to these increase in income or promotions, our wants also increases or decreases accordingly. Now, after knowing the characteristics of these wants, let's see what factors influence these wants. There are many factors which influence these wants. The first being biological needs. A person's biological needs are the fundamental desires which are referred to as necessities of life. These fundamental needs like food, clothing, housing, they are seen to be wanted most by the individual. Secondly, our social environment, the society that we live in, have a big impact on our wants and desires. Thirdly, our education level, a person's level of education affects his or her wants. A school-going child will be requiring most of stationery items or books or copies. These are different from a professional. Fourth is snob appeal. Sometimes people want to have those goods that are consumed by other people, and these other people are definitely one notch up the social ladder. This is the result of the social complexity or the false sense of status that leads individuals to buy expensive jewelries, accessories or goods. Next, habits also influence individuals. Individuals develop a dependency on certain items such as cigarettes or a particular type of a frying pan or particular mobile phone. These turn into constant desires. Next, income level has an impact also on wants. When compared to those who are poor, people with high incomes are seen to have more wants. Next, the changing fashion in modern times also lead to increasing number of wants. Occupation too affects wants. Depending on the line of work that people are engaged, they may need or require different goods. For example, a farmer may be demanding or wanting different types of goods than that required by doctors or teachers. Moreover, climate conditions also affect. Because of the climate, people are compelled to buy items which are appropriate to the given season, such as woolen clothes in winter seasons. Next, taste and preferences also affects wants. People have different tastes when it comes to consuming or wanting different consumer goods, and these tastes and preferences affect what people want. The level of innovation and invention also impacts how and how much goods we want. Like commercial appliances usually see a transformation, and these transformation or a new feature makes us purchase them. And last, the advertisement that is used by business organizations to propagate their goods also leads to increased demand, which leads people to have new wants. That was all for this video lecture. Keep learning, keep growing.